I'm David Collins, the author of Gay Bash, and I am going to answer another reader question. This question is, what inspired Greg's creation? He seems to be a conglomerate of several gay male archetypes. That's a great question. The main character of Gay Bash is Matt, who is very shy, very reserved, very unsure of his place in the world. He is the complete opposite of Greg, who is very assured of his place in the world, and it is to be pretty much the big man on campus in the neighborhood. I described Greg this way in Chapter 1. Matt closed his eyes, thinking back to the first time he met Greg at Sidetrack. 4 years ago, Matt had just moved to Chicago, out alone at the Halstead Street gay bars his first night, and there was Greg. Tall with bushy dark hair, Greg wore a gray polo that fit tightly around his barrel chest and barn door back. His arms were enormous and thickly veined. He was the talk of the bar. Everyone noticed Greg. Matt noticed Greg, how could he not? But that night, Matt downed a few courage drinks and paced the bar before approaching Greg so boldly, so awkwardly. And that begins a couple of flashbacks through chapters 1 and 2 on how Greg and Matt met and how they actually became very close friends. So Greg is pretty much the alpha male, the big man on campus, which really shows him to be narcissistic. I describe him in solely physical terms because that is how I want to present him, and that's how he wants to present himself to the world. He is obsessed with his appearance and his body. Sexual conquests are very important to him, and this vanity feeds into a sense of power and his place in the world, not only in the neighborhood, but also in the city. And in any situation, he expects to be seen as the alpha male because of what he looks like, which is all armor that he puts on, and a lot of that goes into more detail when Matt's parents visit, and he has a really nice heart-to-heart with, Matt has a really nice heart-to-heart with his mom in Book 2, in the second half of Gay Bash, where she does some comparison to Matt's father, who also puts on armor just in a different way. The reader really has to trust Matt, especially in the beginning, that there's more to Greg than his appearance, and that he's more than just a narcissistic jerk. Greg is very loyal to Matt. They don't run in the same circles. Greg is very A-list and has A-list friends. So if you look at pictures of all of them together, it kind of makes sense based on how they look. If Matt were part of that, you might question, well, where is Matt coming in? Matt is very plain. He's, again, very shy. Physically, he doesn't look like someone that Greg would be friends with, but in fact, Greg has found in Matt someone he can confide, and he can share things, emotional things that come up through the entire story with Matt that he just can't with his other friends. So the reader really has to believe that there's more to Greg, and one of the things that Matt has to deal with is his judgment of others based on how they look, and a little bit of jealousy around that. Some of this goes into social media and how people choose to present themselves and take selfies and show themselves on vacation, and various situations where they're presenting themselves looking a certain way, and some of the jealousy that Matt feels by not being a part of all of that or able to participate in that. I really loved writing a lot of the dialogue. They have a lot of heart-to-heart talks, and they also have some really good fights with each other. And I think it kind of gets to the heart of all of this, as far as how they present themselves and the insecurities that are really in both of them. You could also say that Matt is very reserved, but he's kind of open about what his insecurities are, where Greg has spent years and years and years trying to cover that up and show himself in a very different way than how he truly feels inside. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/gaybashbook. Also, the book website where the book can be purchased on Kindle, Nook, and iBooks is gaybashbook.com. You can also ask questions there or directly here on YouTube. I'm going to be using this channel to invite people who have read the book to review it and talk about what it meant to them. I'm also going to be going out into the neighborhood and showing you where some of the action takes place. So again, gaybashbook.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll answer another question very soon.